But like, listen, y'all. So it is officially, well, it's been officially spooky season, but now it's closer to spooky season. And so by the time that this video goes out on like YouTube, spooky season is like there. It's like it's ready to touch you.
It's there.
Prime spooky time. So you guys know the drill. All right. So we just do this. Boom. So you got me and you have Squishy. And then tonight we actually have Echo and we have their friend Koi. And if you guys don't know who Echo is, then let's see. It's Halloween. You have VR. You should go play Thrill Seeker Chapter 1 and 2 if you have not already. They busted their asses off in that shit. And it's awesome. And you will never get me to shut up about it.
I'm dead. I must go into my slumber for the next year. You won't see me till next October.
God. Oh my lord. But listen, they're an amazing world creator. They make super cool shit if you haven't seen everything that they can do. Obviously, for those who are watching this after it's been uploaded, the links will be in the descriptions, so make sure that everybody is given all the love that they deserve, or I'm clogging your toilet.
Well,
I like how that's the
so the Mexican food's going. You came prepared.
I came prepared. I had Mexican tonight. You better give these people love.
Oh boy. Everyone watch out.
I had 2 tamales and beans and rice and salsa. I will fuck your shit up. Happy Liberty Day?
I'm even
What does that
scared.
mean? Is that a Warhammer thing that I'm not getting? I feel like it's a Warhammer thing that I'm not understanding.
Thinking Helldivers. Liberty.
Might be Helldivers. It's definitely a reference that is flying over my head. It's a Helldivers thing.
It's
okay.
a Helldivers thing.
That makes sense. All right. Rare, yes, we're streaming again. You know, you knew this was coming. So, I think to ease y'all in to what we do here a bit, I found a new subreddit, and so I'm sure you've heard of like brief talks of Reddit, mainly being probably like, "Am I the asshole?"
Yeah, I have like the most like basic Reddit like brain knowledge, so probably most of it's gonna be new to me.
Okay,
But
awesome.
I do know that one. I do know that one.
So there's a bajillion different versions of Am I the Asshole? And like, you have the extremes of Am I the Devil, where whatever they did was so bad that it got posted there. You have other ones like Am I the Jerk Face? Am I the Weirdo? Am I the Loser? Like, it teeters into so many different subcategories. So I found a new subcategory. And it's Am I the Butt Face?
Nice.
Right? That's what I said.
What is thy butt face?
So this is just, it's 6 years old. But it's Am I the Butt Face for not letting my boyfriend be the hero while we were getting mugged at knife point. And like,
Did they choose to be the hero? Like, was it as a girl?
so the boyfriend wanted to play
just-
hero when him and his girl were getting mugged at knife point, and she didn't let him. Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. I've already read this to make sure it was safe. You guys are gonna love this.
Nice soundboard.
Hi, Soundboard! Happy almost birthday, motherfucker.
Soundboard. Hello.
Your Taco Bell
Wait,
sound
please, Soundboard.
exists, Rare. I just swapped it. So Podcast now has their own specialized soundboard if we're not doing a game stream. So that way you guys can actually be more interactive of like what we're reading. Because I'll be real, I don't think Taco Bell belongs in Am I the Butthole? But it might. Depending. But so the post goes, my boyfriend. You wasted no time, motherfucker. Alright, Rare. I see how it is. My boyfriend is a big hero fanatic and does everything in his power to be like one. It's really endearing, and it's one of the many things I love about him. Because he wants to be the good he wishes to see in the world. But this mindset he has is why we are fighting right now. We've been quarantining at my apartment, he's not on the lease, and he suggested that we go on a night walk since we've been getting stir crazy from being inside all day. So for reference, for those who don't know, this was around COVID time. That's fun. So hence the quarantine. He figured that it would be better for social distancing to go out at night, and I was hesitant because we live in a bad neighborhood, but he assured me that he would protect me. On our walk, we were cornered by a man with a knife that demanded our wallets. I remembered John Mulaney's Street Smarts bit from the Netflix show and was just gonna throw my wallet past the mugger so we could run away. But my boyfriend started arguing with him and was spouting off a bunch of stuff about justice and how the mugger wouldn't get away with this, and it looked like he was getting ready to fight. I was taken aback by this, but I guess the mugger was too, because it gave me enough time to take important stuff out of my wallet while he was distracted. I interrupted my boyfriend's monologue and said, "Take it, just don't hurt us," and threw it behind the guy. When he turned, I grabbed my boyfriend's hand and we booked it back to the apartment. We got home safely and I was relieved that we were okay, but my boyfriend was fuming. He was pissed that I interrupted him from protecting me when he could have, in his words, clearly handled it himself. I told him that he could have gotten himself killed. My thing glitched and I lost my spot. Oh, here it is. He said that he was obviously stronger than the mugger and would have won. I explained to him that the guy had a weapon and my boyfriend did it. So the odds were already stacked against him. Not only that, but I didn't really want my boyfriend to get killed over a wallet. We argued for longer than necessary, so I shut it down and told him we would talk about it when our adrenaline wasn't so high, but I needed to file a police report while the event was fresh. He stomped off to our room while I called the cops. When I was off the phone, I went to lay with him, but he rolled away from me. The next day, he was still angry, but he had already told his friends and family about what had happened to us. I thought that they would be understanding about how I handled it, but they were mad at me for not letting him have his opportunity to be a hero. His mom even ridiculed me for emasculating him. I want to reopen the conversation so we can understand each other and move past it, but if he isn't receptive, I'm gonna ask him to move back in with his mom. I want to understand where I went wrong if I went wrong, but honestly, I feel like he's being childish and unreasonable, and I just want to know, am I the butt face or is he? And that is all that is there for that one.
I got crazy. The parents, that's wild.
Emasculating. I can't. Dude, I'm trying to think, because, like, I understand. I think most men, I think, have an instinct when it comes to, like, a girlfriend or a partner, that when they're put in a situation that you would want to be the one to be like, no, don't worry, babe, like, I'll protect you. I think that is a very gender thing. I think that's very common amongst men to just have, like, that in their system a little bit, to be like, I be the hero. But over a wallet, that seems a little silly. But also to monologue the mugger, like, I'm sorry, if you're robbing me at knife point,
that's exactly.
you'll never get away with this. I'm not talking you down while you have a knife.
I think it's the way. I think he's more in the wrong just because of how his intentions of, like, protecting her were. He was like, listen here, whippersnapper, that's not a, you know, like,
He pulled out the whippersnapper.
even I would be like, you little whippersnapper,
shit.
like, you know, like almost like the I guess, like, the comic book, like, more cliche, less realistic mindset to protecting someone. Because, yeah, like, you know, if you have someone you care about and you're with them and they're in danger, but it was more like, no, that's it. No.
All right, Batman,
So
sit
it's like
down.
yeah. So.
Oh my lord, I just
And then, like,
can't.
And it's an intense, like, situation. It's like, obviously, you know, tensions would be high and stuff, even, like, after. But for it to continue and stuff, I think, like, it's like a split-second decision too, even on her part, to, like, get away from said danger, regardless of how it's handled, just to be away and safe. But to continue to be mad about it after that point, I think it's why it's mostly his fault. And then the parents, I don't even know about that.
The mom thing is crazy, because I'll be so real, like, don't get me wrong, I think maybe this is where I'm a little twisted. Do I think a part of me would be like, oh my God, that's so hot. Like he protected me. Yes, of course. But if we're being mugged and adrenaline is high and this motherfucker has a knife, I don't think I want to witness, you know, my partner fucking get ready to duke it out. Knife, that's like, you know, the whole knife to a gunfight, knife in a fist fight. I don't think you're gonna win because it takes one wrong move with that to just fucking die. And he went on so long with this monologue that she actually had the time to remember what, yes, like John Mulaney is an absolute comedy skit, but that was a serious tale of like, if you're being robbed, they just want the said thing. Throw it. And she had enough time to take out, I'm assuming, cash, you know, driver's license and debit cards.
Yeah, she still like thought of what to do. Yeah.
Like,
it's not like she like stepped next to the. Let me just sit next to the mugger here. It's like, bruh. Like, look at this guy.
Hold on. Let's listen to what he's got to say real quick.
Yeah. I think he's really onto something, guys.
Mugger's like, I understand. I'm the problem. No.
I said, what was the outcome?
Probably the
Walking down the mugger?
Like,
did he genuinely hope for the mugger to be like, you know what, man? You really helped me out tonight. Have a nice night. Like, no! Can't just rage bait and troll a mugger.
Not in real life, yeah. Especially during, like, pandemic times. Because if you think, like, back to how it is, how stressful it is for everybody. So not just them being, like, in their room and stuff, but how like aggressive people can be, you know, because you know how crazy everything was at the time. So you got to think this is clearly like a stressful time, and this guy's probably like so stressed and angry, and you're not gonna talk someone down during a literal pandemic.
No, literally, and like I understand. Also, hiya, Fufu. We have EchoLove tonight. I understand feeling like maybe a little emasculated. I think that is still an emotion that needs to be talked about and felt out. And while I think to an extent maybe that's a valid emotion of like you gotta process that yourself, but to one, go to your mother and be like, mommy, she didn't let me play hero. I didn't get to save the day. And for the mom to be like, you emasculated my son. How about thanking her because she just saved his fucking life from being stabbed? How about being grateful that they got out okay?
Hit the rewind and see what would have happened real quick. Like,
for real, get
it
the
probably
fucking
wouldn't
remote.
be so good. Yeah, I think it's just like the way he thought was like the way to handle it, and then being angry about it. I think we're just both, you know, whether like he had like the best intentions and stuff, but to be mad at her for wanting you to be safe too is kind of.
That's like the people who take anime too serious and are gonna hit you with like a really dumb like catchphrase from like All Might and hit a stick pose and think that that's gonna like save the day. Like, no, I'm sorry, God and anime will not save you in this moment. Throw the fucking wallet.
You fool! But I was waiting my whole life for this moment. Tonight you shall be destroyed.
I watched 1,000 episodes of One Piece to get here.
It's like saying you trained in a Walmart Super Center.
Like, just a whole season of Naruto just went through his head in that moment. He's like, it's the time.
He starts hitting the fucking symbols.
The time is now. Yeah. At least he didn't do that.
Oh
At least he didn't do that. At least he didn't do that.
Nice this arc.
I feel like that.
I feel like that would have been funnier if he started hitting the symbols.
You know how like
you fell right into my trap. I've been waiting for you this whole time.
You know the girls like there's a trend of girls who are getting hit on at bars, and instead of like saying no or trying to de-escalate the situation, they act crazier than the guy. Is that what the boyfriend was hoping for? Because you know when like some girls, there's videos all over the internet where if like a guy is creeping and they're not taking no, the girl just starts barking or acting like psychotic until it makes the guy uncomfortable as well and he walks away. Is that what you were hoping for with the mugger? Is like, you're gonna make him so uncomfortable with this that he's just gonna be like, you're not fucking worth the time?
Even then, I think that's like a really poor attempt.
Really bad.
That sounds good. You could have like just started laying on the floor and just screaming, and that would have been better.
Dude, fake a seizure. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Just fucking drop to
Maybe
the floor
if
and
he
act like
did
it's a
start
medical
throwing out the
emergency.
Naruto signs, like maybe that would have been better actually. I would be scared.
Yeah.
If I saw some guy like, you know, I'd be like, oh god.
If we're at a bar and like we're about to get in a bar
Get
fight and that
away.
motherfucker hits me with this shit, I'm stepping back, bro. I didn't train for patty cake. You win. Hands down. Oh my lord. But I hope, genuinely, aside from like jokes and all that, I do hope they have a conversation about the night and just being grateful that they came out okay, and I hope he gets over it. If not, they're definitely gonna break up and he can go play hero with, like, get him a gamer girl. Maybe that's what he needs, is like a gamer girl who also doesn't have good social skills, who would be like, oh my god,
No.
my hero. You know, maybe that's what you need. You can't white knight every situation.
He needs a book talk
no.
girly to set him in his place.
He does not.
They
Talk really
just need
scary.
to reach an agreement there, and they need to reach
Exactly.
an understanding.
Oh yeah,
It's,
communication has to be had. And also, don't bring your mom into your relationship things like that. That's so minimal, and now it's just weird. Oh my lord. But with that, that actually brings us to Squilliam's first story of the night.
You got it right this time.
Yeah, I know, I said number 1 instead of 2.
I'm good. I'm proud of
I'm
you.
getting so good with math.
God damn it. Who did it? Who did it? Cross? Hold on.
That's awesome.
I have 30 seconds of lizard going through my head.
That is your
Lizard.
fault for making that soundboard so loud. And long.
It's 31 seconds of like a G6, but it's like a lizard.
You know you can trim audios, right?
I don't care. It's funny as fuck. Am I gonna make the channel point count for it higher? Yes.
He said lizard.
Because you get it too easily. You get it way too easily.
Yeah, that's fair.
Alright, you two. I do this normally every episode. You get to choose. You want a revenge story first or a spooky story first?
Oh, we gotta do the spooky story first.
Alright. Well, I
It's the
got
season.
2 spooky stories. So there's, you get to choose which one. I do read and I don't read. So there's one called I'm an ER nurse and after last night I have proof that evil exists, or one of my high school friends just killed a family.
Oh!
I think the second.
I kind of like the second.
Okay.
Well, not like.
I'm
you know what I
intrigued
mean.
already. It's like
You're
like start the Netflix documentary right now.
It's like someone call Netflix.
So this was actually on the Reddit page of r/no sleep.
Oh, okay.
This was posted 4 hours ago. I don't know when it originally happened.
It was posted 4 hours ago.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
It's a hot topic.
Let's see.
I am not sure if and or but if this thing is real or not. It could just be like a spooky storytelling kind of story, or if it's actually real. So
Your
Take
discretion.
Reddit with a
in that.
grain
Pudding.
of salt.
that's out there. You ever met someone who can't say no, not because they're polite or shy, but because it's like they don't have the ability to disagree at all? You can tell them the sky is green and they nod and say, yeah, it does kind of look green today. Everyone knows someone like that, the agreeable one, the go with the flow person, always nodding, smiling, adapting to whoever's in front of them like a mirror, trying to keep everyone happy. Most people think it's harmless. I used to think so too. Then my friend said yes to do something he shouldn't have. His name is Evan. We went to high school together here in Ohio. That's your fucking first mistake.
Why?
It's Ohio.
Damn.
Ohio's not real.
Ohio's not real.
This all makes sense. Enough said in the story. I'm just kidding.
Where all the crazies come
Well,
from.
that explains it.
Yep.
He wasn't the kind of kid who stood out. Quiet, average grades, polite to everyone. He had this soft voice that never rose above a whisper, and this weird way of always agreeing, even when you were wrong. Teachers loved him, friends liked him because he was easy to be around. Nobody really knew him, though. I remember once during sophomore year, someone dared him to pour milk into the class fish tank. It was just one of those stupid hallway dares. Everyone laughed, assuming he wouldn't actually do it, but he just smiled and said, okay, and did it. He didn't even hesitate. The fish died, he got suspended, and when the principal asked him why, he just said, because they told me to.
All right.
I thought that was weird. Oh, fuck, I lost my place because I scrolled down too much. Oh, God.
Buddy listens to the voices too much.
I think that's a
Alright.
serial killer tree.
Yeah, that's. It starts with fish and then it goes to people. It's a very quick jump.
Either way. I thought that was weird back then, but I brushed it off. We were kids. I figured he just had poor judgment. After graduation, I didn't see him much. He stayed in town for a while, then moved away for work. I didn't keep up. Then last March, I saw his name on the news. A family had been murdered in their home. Husband, wife, and their 2 kids. Evan was arrested at the scene. According to the police report, he broke in during the night and killed them all, and sat at their kitchen table until the sun came up. When the officers arrived, he didn't fight or run. He just said, they asked me to. I couldn't get that out of my head. A week later, I drove back to our hometown, told myself I just wanted to check on his parents and see how they were holding up, but really, I needed to see where he came from. Maybe find a reason, anything that could explain how someone like him could do something so brutal. Evan's mom opened the door when I knocked. She looked hollowed out. Her eyes were red, skin was pale. She moved like she hadn't slept in days. When I said who I was, she just nodded like she had been expecting me. She led me inside. The house was clean but silent. His dad sat in the living room staring at a muted TV, the same channel looping the same local ads. He didn't look up. We talked a little, mostly small talk. I told her how sorry I was and how I couldn't make sense of it either. She said Evan had been quiet in the weeks before the murders, more than usual. She said sometimes late at night she'd hear him whispering to someone in his room. When she asked who he was talking to, he told her, just someone who understands. She said that was the last time they spoke before he moved out. At some point, I asked if I could see his old room. She hesitated like she didn't want to, but eventually said yes. It's just how we left it, she whispered. We haven't touched a thing. Oh. The stairs creaked under my weight. His room was at the end of the hall, the door half closed, the air behind it colder somehow. It was like stepping back in time. Same twin bed, neatly made, same desk by the window, lamp turned slightly askew. Dust covered most of it, but the space felt aware. Like the moment I walked in, it noticed me. I don't know why. I started looking through his stuff. Guilt, maybe, curiosity. I opened drawers, flipped through old notebooks, and found pages filled with strange sentences written over and over again. Yes to all things, to say yes to serve is to hear. His handwriting was neat but shaky, like he was forcing himself to copy something. Then I saw it. A thick black book wedged between the bed and the nightstand. It was too large to be a Bible, but shaped like one. The cover was plain except for the title pressed into the leather in faded gold. The Books of Enoch. Something like that. I don't know. Books.
So I have an idea for the next game, and it's this story.
This sounds like this does not sound real. I feel like I'm hearing a book.
It doesn't. The reason why I said at the start that I don't know if this is real or not was because of the book title. Because I don't think that's an actual book.
It sounds like a scary story you telling.
What is the book called?
It's good though. It's good though.
The Books of Enoch, Enoch.
Give me a minute. You keep reading. I'm gonna do some searching.
Sounds
All
like
right.
ethno.
I'd hear it in I'd heard of it in passing. Some old what the fuck? Apocryphal. I'm illiterate. Can you tell? Babe, that wasn't a sign to say yes. Anyways, some old text, something not included in the Bible, but this wasn't like any printed copy I'd seen online. The pages were thick, yellowed, and handwritten. No 2 pages looked the same, different handwriting styles, different inks, even different languages. Some of the margins had small drawings of circles and symbols that looked like eyes and or maybe suns. As I flipped through, I saw notes scrawled in English, words that looked newer than the rest. I recognized the handwriting immediately. Evans. Obedience is the first act of creation. To say yes is to open the ear that hears. Say yes, and it will know your name. There were streaks of something
It's a
dark
Bible
on
of being a fucking
the
yes
edge of-
man.
Really?
No, that's just what it sounds like. Every time it say yes, and you know things go the way you want. He said yes to everything and killed people. He was a yes man.
That's true. Anyways, there were streaks of something dark on the edge of the paper, at the edge of the page. At first I thought it was old ink, but then I rubbed it with my thumb. It smeared wet. Not fresh enough to drip, but fresh enough to be sticky. I looked at my fingers. It was blood. Not dry, not old, fresh. That's when I heard it. A whisper, not from behind me, not from the hallway, from inside the book. I froze. It was soft, too faint to make out at first, but definitely a voice. I pressed the pages tighter together, thinking maybe I had imagined it, but the whisper got louder, breathier, like someone's mouth was pressed right against the paper. I dropped the book and stumbled backward. The whisper stopped instantly. When I picked it back up, the words on the page opened had changed. I swear to God they had. The line that had read, say yes and it'll know your name, now said, say yes and you already have. I don't remember leaving the room. I don't remember driving home, but I can still smell the metallic scent on my hands. It wasn't until I got back to my apartment and turned on the light that I saw it. Faint letters written across my palm and dried red lines like someone had pressed it into it. 3 letters. Y-E-S. That was 2 nights ago. I don't know if I'm posting this because I want help or because part of me just needs to get it out before it gets worse, but every time I close my eyes I hear it again, that whisper coming from somewhere behind the words. I'm seeing shadows, feeling things touch me when nothing else does, and I don't know what to do. I think it's still waiting for me to answer.
Oh hell no! Why are we? Listen, okay, hold on. So she wasn't close friends with this dude,
Like they knew each other.
but they weren't close friends.
No.
It was just some weird kid in school that killed fish with milk.
I want to know
See,
more about that guy.
I'm so confused by
This
this.
is
And
precisely why I don't read books.
yeah, apparently literature's bad now. Don't read books.
Yeah.
Wait, Rufus said it's legit. You're lying.
There's no way this is legit
lying
because
to
you're
me.
meaning to tell me. Because like, listen, I've gone to high school with some weirdos. I know in my like graduation list of who's already have charges on their thing and who is still in jail. Like, and that's
Yeah.
a large number because it's a small
Yeah.
town. But
Oh
I'm
my
not
God, it's
gonna
an
go
actual
home and
thing?
pull up to their house. Are you you're shitting
The
me?
Book of Enoch is an
Oh yeah,
actual
the Book
thing.
of Enoch is an actual
It's-
thing. So I did find the Wikipedia of that. The Book of Enoch is a Hebrew, ancient Jewish, apocalyptic religious text ascribed by tradition to the patriarch Enoch, who was fallen of the Methuselah and great-grandfather of Noah. The Book of Enoch contains unique material on the origins of demons and the Nephilim, why some angels fell from heaven, and an explanation on why the Genesis flood was morally necessary. It's a prophetic exposition of the 1,000-year reign of the Messiah. There are 3 books attributed to it. It's not considered canonical scripture for most Jewish or Christian churches, but it is a part of the biblical canon used by the Ethiopian Jewish community. It is a real book.
Whoa.
I found that Wikipedia while you were saying it. I mean, I'm saying the story doesn't sound real because you're telling me that you went to this person's house and talked to their mom when you weren't close friends, you just knew each other in passing. That's weird. I would not do that. It's really weird.
Look, all I'm saying is I wouldn't have touched the book.
She
Hey, you went snooping.
Yeah, she went snooping. She's like, she watched too many Netflix documentaries and had to go in.
God damn it. And here we go with the Netflix documentaries again.
This is why the white girl dies first in movies. You went snooping at a random murderer's house. You didn't even know the dude. You just knew of his existence. You were acquaintances. That just made me burp.
I don't know
Oh my
what you
god.
want me to do.
I moved too much. Dude, No. See, now you're haunted. Now you fucked with demons. Why? Because you had to go be a little nosy shit.
Isn't that's literally like every horror movie. You played Throw Seeker. You did play Throw Seeker. Oh, I could just turn around and go back. You know, but you never do. You never do.
This is why the white girl dies
it
first. You
tickles the
had to go
autism.
snooping.
This would make a killer Netflix documentary one day. I should just go in.
Oh my lord.
Sorry.
That's crazy that the Book
That's
of
gonna
Enoch
be
is
the
actually
bit
real.
every time the four of us are gonna see each other. That's just gonna be the bit and be like, hey, did you ever make that Netflix documentary?
I will say there are pictures of the book and what it looks like. It is in black and red manuscript, all in Hebrew.
Oh, great.
That's crazy.
And
That's
it
kinda
looks terrifying.
That's nice to know.
I'm reading a
I mean,
bit
I
of
wouldn't
it.
read it. I'm just saying.
You would want it? Would you want the book?
No, I'm good.
I don't know.
I'm so good.
I can't read it, but it looks cool. I can hear it speak voices. somehow.
They told me to go kill that family.
I trust
Yeah.
it more than AI.
Start a new religion.
So, okay, it discusses God coming to Earth on Mount Sinai with his host to pass judgment on mankind. It also tells us about the luminaries rising and setting in order their setting in the order in their own time and never change. So it's about observation. It's about like a righteous man whose eyes were opened by God. How sinners shall perish and great and the good shall live in the light, joy, and peace. Let's see. The first section of the book depicts the interaction of fallen angels with mankind. This is an angel name that I'm not going to pronounce right because I'm seeing a lot of squiggly lines above the letters, so I'm not going to bother. You can look it up yourself. But this angel compels the other 199 fallen angels to take human wives to have children. Oh. Okay. Well,
See.
which results in the creation of the Nephilim. All right. Well, this is a
The
weird
angel
book.
human baby, and it explode Earth. They said bad, it's end world things.
Right?
But
It's just-
what if game theory time? What if the family that he murdered were evil, and then the angel of the book were using him to go save or murder them in Jesus? You know?
you know, you drive a really, really hard bargain. And you know, I get it. I see your point. But also hear me out. Therapy.
But convoluted plot point. I don't know.
You got a
Well,
fair
the
point,
book's
you know?
about, like the angels and stuff, so like I don't know.
The angels
If that's what
said
the
that
book's really
family
about.
sucked. And he also said the family
The family
told
sucked.
them to kill themselves for them.
Yeah.
That guy doesn't have a sense of humor then, because
No.
you know what? It's a good thing he got incarcerated, because can you imagine him being on the loose as a yes man with our like day and age humor of 2025? You cannot sit around this
everybody's
guy
cooked.
and like, yeah, we'd be like, oh my god, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. And he'd go, really? I can do it for you. I have no problem with that. And he'd be like, wait, hold on, buddy. It's a joke.
Just it.
He takes, ooh, life's a little too literal for him. He's never gonna understand a comedian. Oh god. Don't take him to a comedy show.
Yeah, this is everything's literal then.
Mm.
You lose your sense of humor, the book. Oh no. It was truly hard.
I'll say, do you think
Break
that
a
like
leg. Okay.
Okay.
you can't give him that context? That
Yeah, but it's her fault. She deserved it. She went snooping.
yeah,
That's
like why
deserved.
you wanted to see his room, you didn't know the guy. You went looking through his things. Again, you didn't know the guy. And also if this was legitimate, you just tampered with the crime scene. If the mom hasn't touched it since he left, the police could have used that for evidence, and then it could have been the police's problem. But no, you had to be the dumb white girl in the movie, and now you get to die first. Good going. See you in the prequel. Fucking Christ, dude.
Alright.
I'm not built for this.
No, you're welcome.
I'm gonna have an epiphany thinking about that book. Listen, if I text you at like 3 in the morning saying, Squilliam, the writing is on my hand, just know it's too late.
What do you mean?
I looked at the book of Enoch, Anook. I read the little letters. I didn't understand what it said, but I definitely scanned it, you know?
Bitch, I'll scan it with you.
Okay, bet we can do this together. This is why we're gonna fuck, dude, we can't be in a horror movie! God, we're dumb! You're supposed to run away!
No!
Alright, so staying on track of spooky things, so I found there's one of my favorite subreddits, because it is, more often than not, these are true stories, and it's r/let's not meet. So what this subreddit is it's people retelling a creepy instance that they have had in their life, and just ending it with like, yeah, I never want to meet you again, because that was terrifying. I will admit personally, you'll never find it. I myself have submitted a let's not meet story. It did end up on somebody's podcast. What are we looking at? I love those rings so much.
I have a left and right.
That's awesome.
That's art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's crazy. I like that.
I was wondering because like I had the yes and no on the sleeves, right? And like I look at this hand and I'm like, oh, there's an L there, and then I'm like, wait a fucking minute.
Oh god, Squishy, it's happening. The yes is on you. It's too late. It was nice knowing you.
Fucking just.
Oh no, this next story comes from r/let's not meet, and it was posted 2 days ago.
Oh.
With an update. So, we're all a bunch of little weirdos on the internet. I'm sure we've all had our tales of meeting weirdos, whether it be, you know, you went outside and touched grass, you just had a weird... Oh god, see, you know, you left the Discord call and it really tests some boundaries. And I think we've just all been in like an awkward situation, whether it's like the dating life or just meeting new people can be scary. And sometimes bad things happen, and it's part of why Tinder's fucked up, and you got me so messed up on that. This is the title is a Tinder date stalker. So be careful with who you're dating and who you're seeking out on the internet, because you never know, they might be weird than you think. Hello, it's been almost 100 days since my original post, but I noticed it had been removed. So this is a re-upload of their same story. Here's the original post. Before I say anything, I have just made a Reddit account just for this. This is my first time using Reddit. I, a 20 female, met a guy on Tinder, 23 male. His profile said that he was an animal lover and that he was a builder and he was a romantic guy. He sounded like a sweet guy. We matched. After a day of talking, we decided to go out. We went out near this pub at my house since it was so close. I walked there. When I got there, the guy had already sat down and ordered us both drinks. I sat down, we said a few hellos, and I've had a bad experience with relationships before, so I asked a few waiters if he put anything in my drink. They all said no, but I was cautious, so I drank it with the straw to see if I could taste anything. Just tasted fruity. The conversation was a bit awkward, but as it calmed down after we had all eaten the food we ordered, he said, "I've seen you on Instagram before." It wasn't the weirdest thing. I do have a public account, but it was the way he said it. It was strange. I offered to pay for the meal, but he said that we would split it, and we did. So afterwards, I only had one drink and I decided I should go home as it was late and the pub would close soon. As I was a block away from my house, I noticed I had left my keys at the pub. So I turned around to go get my keys, but I saw the guy illuminated by a streetlight. I stopped in my place. I called out his name, and he replied by saying that he had found my keys and called out for me, but I didn't hear anything. As I was tired out of my mind, I just got my keys off of him, watched him walk away, and then I turned around and walked home. The next week was okay, but one day I was in the bath just soaking with an audiobook playing in my headphones, and I got a message from the guy. It was a sweet message asking me how I am, as I just said that I'm okay and I'm just relaxing. As I sent that, I heard something fall against a wall in my house. My cats and dogs do sometimes hit walls, but it sounded larger. Then he sent me a message. I just tripped and fell, lol. My heart dropped. It might have been a coincidence, but I got out of the bath, dried off, put clothes on, and I looked around my house. Nothing. 8 days later, I received a message from him just asking how I am. It was late, I was in bed, my light was off. I just replied saying that I was tired and going to sleep and sent it. I heard a notification sound come from my wardrobe. I didn't hesitate. I grabbed the knife from my bedside table. It was there if I needed it for defense. And I stood up, ran out of the room, and I heard him opening my wardrobe and running out of my room. I bolted to my front door, opened it, and ran out. I still had the knife and my phone in the other hand and dialed 911. Calling them, I ran down the street and I looked behind me, and he was just standing at my house. The police found him still outside my house and arrested him. Apparently, the name that he had used on Tinder and what he had told me wasn't his real name, and he wasn't 23. Police found out that he was 31 and he had been living in my house's attic for 2 weeks. My attic connects to my wardrobe. He had crawled in there. What could his real intentions be? Don't know. All they found was that he had Polaroid photos of me sleeping, eating, bathing, showering, doing anything. The account was taken down by police. As the situation develops, I will add more updates. But to the man on Tinder who followed me home and lived in my attic for 2 weeks, I hope we never fucking meet again. And we do have a very minimal update. And it was... Oh, just answering some comments. Of how my cats and dogs would have heard. I have 2 cats, 1 dog. They are really old. All 3 are deaf and blind. I know that sounds fake, but trust me. How did he survive without food and water? I had not mentioned the fact that there was food and water with the Polaroids. I thought it would be a given that he had food and water. Other than that, there is no further updates, just her clarifying how this man was hiding in her attic.
Was he hiding in the attic after they met, or has he always been there? Or did he
It looks
follow her and
like
just...
before they met, he'd already been in the attic and made a Tinder account to meet with her.
Crazy.
I'm good.
Dude, I'll be so real.
I'm
Squatters
so
are my
good.
biggest fear.
I'm glad we don't have an attic. I'm glad we're on the second floor.
I just moved, but in my old house, my room had the attic entrance, and it's just like that false like ceiling spot, so it like kind of goes inwards. So it doesn't have one of those ones that come down or anything, but it was there. And then there's always those nights where you just kind of just look at it and you always think like, bro, and then like you hear noises. I wonder who's up there. There's got to be somebody up there.
Oh hell no,
I swear.
dude. Because like I used to do
That's like always
a
a
lot
thought, right?
of like abandoned building exploring. Now, was that smart for me to do when I was like 13? Probably not. Did I do it alone? Yes. Should I have? Probably not. It was not demons that I was scared of. And it was not demons that I would get grounded for. I would come home and be like, Mom, I did X, Y, and Z. And she'd be like, oh, you really? Did anything happen? And I'd be like, spooky things or something falling. I don't even think she was worried about me getting like possessed. I think she was absolutely worried about this exact scenario of squatters are fucking terrifying. Oh hell no.
Yeah,
And that
you
is
gotta
why I
be-
have 5
you gotta be
animals.
careful.
My dog will let me know if there's someone in the house. She lets me know when I'm in the house.
That's what our dog does.
That's just a
Doesn't
friendly
make you realize,
reminder
like, I
to
used
be
do that
safe.
too.
Really?
Go to like places that, yeah, with friends though. I didn't do it alone.
See, I thought you were going to admit that you also used to sneak into people's attics for 2 weeks and then make fake profiles.
I go in like the spooky like abandoned places, you know.
It is
when
fun.
I grow. But with friends, I didn't go on like
That's why I let the spiders hang out in my attic. You know, nobody wants to live up there. Too many spiders.
every
Yeah, you're
3 to
up for
4
that.
weeks. I just peek in and see if anybody's there.
Dude, I think I would
Yeah.
I would shit myself. So at my
Why are
one of
attics
the
so scary?
stores, there, I don't know, dude. At my store, we have one of the,
It's 'cause
the fake wall
every-
attics. The wind opened it one day and I left. I walked out the fucking store. It scared the shit out of me.
Because we don't belong up there.
Because every
we
like
don't go up there.
childhood story that we ever heard was just like, oh, don't go in the attic or the basement. Oh no.
Yeah, it's like the boiler in the basement just, and then everyone's like afraid of it.
I'm like, that's a
Yeah.
demon.
And the and then the attic, no one goes up there. That's why the
above and below us. Don't
Yeah.
go up there, down there.
demons live up there.
I'll say we're always
you
taught that
don't
like
get
where all the
possessed, right?
scary stuff
Yes.
is. I think what's worse is like we grew up being told like the attic is scary, and like horror movies teach you the attic is scary. Every horror anything tells you the attic is scary. And I think what's funny is like if I break it down like legitimately, I think the reason we were taught that as kids is because the attic typically has that like fiberglass stuff that we're not supposed to touch. And as a dumb kid, we absolutely would touch the thing that looks like cotton candy.
Yeah.
So they had to scare us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Forbidden snack.
Like growing up, I was taught about water babies, and for those who don't know that, that is a Native American folklore of like water babies come out of the water at night, and if you were in the water at night alone, they drown you. Now, whether that's real or not, couldn't tell you. But did it keep me out of the water as a kid when my mom wasn't watching? Fuck yeah, it did. Fuck yeah, it did. Am I still scared to swim alone now? Yup. Thanks, Mom. I'm scared of the water.
That's how it is. Like when we're kids, the parents tell us these like random stories to get us scared to not do something. We get older and now we're like making movies and like things that are like, yes, the attic. See, it is haunted.
It is
'Cause they make, like,
confirm
a
our
movie out of it and
suspicions.
stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
my lord.
exactly.
Definitely be safe with online dating though, because like that, now I'm not gonna say living in the attic happens a lot, but there's so many, I think, Tinder horror stories of people like meeting with somebody and something bad happens that's fucking terrifying. And no, I'm so good. I'm so good. I don't even have comments. It just freaks me out. Like that's like, it's not the demons that scare me, it's people, because I can't predict you. I can't get rid of you as easily.
True.
And with scary Tinder and living in the attic, we have one final story for tonight, and that comes from Squilliam.
You get the revenge story now.
Lighthearted things.
Just like
Then- Not really.
Revenge.
The title of it is just my husband cheating and my revenge with a period at the end. That's all it is.
Oh, beautiful. I hope
Oh.
she burned his house down.
So, I met my
Living in
now
his dick.
ex-husband at 16 and a half years old. Whoa. Yeah, this isn't gonna go really well.
Buckling in. Go.
We're gonna go mock Jesus. Anyways, I met my now ex-husband at 16 and a half years old. He was 27.
Oh.
We eloped on our 1-year dating anniversary. No, he didn't come to my high school graduation as he was afraid my family would beat the shit out of him. I was immediately pregnant at 18 years old. He told me as I was 6 months to 9 months pregnant. I had 6 months to lose the weight after the baby was born. Prior to being pregnant, he was abusive towards me and we would physically fight often. My home life was no different prior to meeting him. I had the baby in the spring, noticed and noticed he was never around. I'd have to walk over 3 miles to the store as he would never buy supplies or diapers, etc. We would still brawl physically here and there as well. When the baby was 1.5 years, I noticed over 6 more times he was coming home later and later, acting different. I went through all of his work things and found a number he was always talking to, and I found out her home address as well. She had been to my house a few times also. He was lying to who she was. My father got remarried and I went alone to the wedding, my husband not wanting to go. I went and came home to my husband crying endlessly, laying on the couch. I changed, went downstairs, and he looks at me and says, "Do you promise you'll never leave me?" Me already knowing what was coming next said, "Of course I promise. Let's go upstairs and talk." As we were laying in bed, he says, "I cheated on you." And I said, "With who?" He says, "It doesn't matter." I insisted it did, and he told me, and then proceeded to jump on top of him and start throwing punches. He ran out of the room to get away while I was in a hot pursuit, raging at 19 years old with insane anger. I opened the windows and threw out all of his clothes on the second story windows. He stood on top of the steps while he told me it had been going on for 6 months. I demanded his wedding band, which he handed me, and then I shoved him.
He's locking in. It helps her focus.
I see.
Shut up, babe. I demanded his wedding band, which he handed me, and then I shoved him as hard as I could. Me standing at the top of the stairs while he tumbled all the way down. I raced down the steps as he tried to get himself standing. He was on all fours. I kicked him in the balls so hard that he should have so hard they should have become his tonsils. He raced out the front door, running up the street and bent over holding his nuts. I then went to her house. I already gotten all the info from digging for answers prior. Knocked on the door at 2 a.m. Her fiance answered, and I said, "You can tell her she can have my husband since she's been fucking him for 6 months. Here's his ring." I then left and went to my mother's hysterical mess. He begged for 3 weeks for me to return. I refused and filed for divorce by 20 years old. He and she broke up, of course, and instead he knocked up her sister and had a baby with her.
Oh my
God. He tried
God.
filing attempt murder charges on me at the police station, what the cops laughed at him, telling it was a civil matter. The end.
The end.
16
yeah.
and 27?
Yeah.
16 and 27. That is 11-year age gap. And then you stuck together and you got married and you had a baby, and by 19 and the sister comes into play at some point. Where were the parents?
Assholes. Not in the picture.
I'm sorry. 16 and 27 and your mother did not grab you by your fucking scruff and say, "Nuh-uh."
Well, think about it this way. It could be like a different religion type or a different race type to where that's normal.
Well, they said that he didn't come around because her family would beat him up.
Also true.
Which is pretty obvious.
Oh, she
But
kept it hidden from them.
I think that's no, I guess she didn't say if she told them or not. Because I think
Yeah.
a lot of that, the parents, that's for she's 16.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Dude, if I was 16
Who
and came
knows?
home and said, "Hey, mom and dad, here's my 27-year-old boyfriend," you would hear the rack of a shotgun before the sentence finished.
I don't know. I mean, so my fiance
Where'd the
right now
revenge
is
come
fine.
from? Go ahead.
Her throwing his shit out and taking his wedding band, going to her house, telling her fiance, kick him nuts, all that kind of shit.
Girl, no. Revenge is getting him incarcerated. Jail.
Yeah.
You
We
fucking
need more.
weirdo.
We need more. We
Go
need more.
prison.
I don't have more. Anyways, no. So my fiance, right? He's 5 years older than I am. I'm 21. He's 26. And I originally told my dad, like, oh, he's 22, because at the time I was 19.
But that's legal.
It is legal.
And also not
But at
an
the same
11-year age
time-
gap with a child.
At the same time, I was scared on what my dad was gonna think if I said, oh, hey, by the way, he's 5 years older than I am.
You're an adult. You were an adult. Oh my god, 16 and 27, they could have had a really
I think it's just
fucked
from
up
the
TLC
you're thinking about the parents' perspective of it, because to them you're still like
The baby.
a child.
child.
Yeah.
You're still a
Yeah.
child.
Because like, you know, when you think of like, you know, like a 20-year-old and a 25-year-old, like, or like
That's fine.
25,
Like, that makes
when
sense.
the number goes up like that, like I feel like people are more comfortable with it, because I feel like it's like the age thing, you know. But it's also from like the parents' perspective though, because like because you're thinking about it from like them, right?
I think I'd prefer.
I think
I would rather deal with Tinder dude than whatever the fuck this was.
You'd rather have the attic guy.
Yeah. This is. And there's a baby involved, but you're still the baby.
and then there's two by the end of it.
Yeah,
There's two
she had
babies.
hers, and then the
cheating
ex,
girl's sister.
yeah, she got knocked up, and she had a baby with him.
Bro does not have this much game. What the
That's-
fuck? Like,
I
You must have been in there.
don't know.
yeah, you know,
He
maybe-
is the Tinder guy.
everybody check your attics.
The
You might
Tinder
have a creepy weirdo pedophile in your attic. It's not demons you gotta worry about. It's whoever the fuck this dude was. You know, I think we should all go get possessed. I feel like that would be so much funner.
Where's that book? We gotta go
Now
get
give
that
us the book. Chat, I will make a throne for the book. I need you to send at least 4 copies
that's
this
my
way.
That's my next horror world. The book
The book.
The book.
involving several addicts.
Oh god.
Book seeker.
It's the attic that never ends. It's just doors. When you think you're out,
Book
you're back
seeker.
in
The
it.
attic room. You can't get out of the attic. Yeah.
Oh my lord. The back room
Oh,
sounds
shit.
better than I'm a little speechless right now. What the fuck, dude?
What was today? What was that today's episode?
I
This
don't
is
think I'm
just,
paid enough.
we're not paid.
Shit. That was my first mistake. You know what? After tonight, no, I won't. No, it's dumb. No, never mind. I'm not gonna touch a Ouija board. I would still sooner deal with the demon, though. The fuck was this? There was no street smarts in that.
Revenge would be her getting him the book. That's good. There you go.
There you go.
Yes.
And then find some guy and put him in his attic.
Lucy, I'm gonna need to get paid for this trauma now.
I think we all
Oh god.
group therapy by
I think we
exploring
all need
abandoned
therapy.
buildings.
Yep.
Urban
We
explorers.
learned many things today. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Don't
learned way
read.
too much. Reading's bad.
And
People are bad. Outside is bad.
So it's bad.
Yeah.
Street smarts.
Milk in the fish tank is also bad.
Yeah, don't milk your fish.
Don't milk your fish.
And don't listen to the voices in your head. I promise you, they're not there for good reasons.
I don't know, man. I feel like mine's probably more ethical than I am.
No, what makes more sense now, Lucy? Please tell us.
What is this episode, bro? The Grinch
This
didn't hate
made me forget
Christmas. He hated
how-
people.
Pain in my stomach. What is from eating though?
Yeah, I think we just we burned off the calories from stress alone. That was a great workout, guys. Anyway, that is
Rotisseries gone.
yeah, for real. We gotta go back to Walmart and get another
rotisseries
one.
burned off.
What
We'll get
rotisseries
Walmart
gone?
rotisseries.
That's crazy. Be careful on
is-
your Tinder dates, or you'll end up on Reddit.
For real,
Someone
dude.
in my chat just called me vertically challenged.
Check it
I'm
out.
fucking.
Wait, what?
She's vertically challenged.
Someone in my chat just called me vertically challenged.
You wreck nerd.
Babe, I'm not vertically challenged.
You might be. I don't know where the 12 of
I'm
you
just
people came
challenged.
from. In general, just life is a challenge.
I'm just challenged.
Uh,
I wake up and I'm struggling.
let me just do a little thing. I feel better now. I feel like I'm in the spirit of
Is
Halloween.
it always this? Is Reddit always this insane?
A little bit,
Do you
yeah.
have wholesome stories?
Yeah.
Did you ever? You just talk about ghost addicts and Tinder dates?
You know,
that
so
what you guys
sometimes
do there?
it's Tinder dates, it's ghost addicts, it's you know, vaginas are poorly optimized interfaces. We've had, there was a breakup over a four-leaf clover. That was a fun one. Yeah, we don't get
Oh.
a lot of wholesome things. If they're on Reddit, I don't think it's wholesome.
Well, no. Last episode, we had a lot of good endings.
Okay, yeah. Oh wait, our Christmas episode. There was an episode of Christmas where this guy, it was kind of sad. He broke up with his girlfriend, but she sucked. And instead he had an amazing Christmas with his grandpa because he was like old and just wanted to have like a really good Christmas in spring with his grandpa because he was, you know, old. And it was really, that was wholesome. That was sweet. I liked that one.
That one was fairly sweet.
But like normally we don't have good
Reddit
things here.
scares me.
Reddit makes VR chat feel normal, and that's alarming.
That's a statement.
But with that, y'all, that was our 4 stories for tonight. I don't think we learned anything. I'll be so real. Well, we did and didn't. I think I'm just jarred currently.
Check your addicts. Don't read. Don't go outside.
Nice.
Don't.
Nice.
Maybe check your attic every couple weeks.
Just put a camera
Don't
up in
use
there,
Tinder.
you know, like a little
Just don't
like
have an
God
attic.
damn
Just
it,
get rid of your
Frost.
ceiling.
just fill the
I
attic.
got lizard.
But obviously I will have all of the links for Echo and Kawaii, so make sure that you guys give them all of the love when this video does drop. And remember my threat from earlier. The Mexican place is down my street. I can come prepared. So with that, y'all, that has been this episode of the Virtual Reddit podcast, and we will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.